This is your friend Ike, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hi, this is Billie Starkz, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, everything in between, every Saturday, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. And, of course, your host, James Shea, alongside Kaliko Yachts, who is not here today, and Scooter Dust, who is also not here with us tonight. But it's still a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with Pizza Cat Jr., Biting Billy, the Blue Gremlin, Young Legend, Baby Draw, the Mellow of the Big Starkz brand, Space Jesus herself, Billie Starkz!
Hello.
How are you, Billie?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good as well. Can you tell us what you got coming up next?
This weekend I am in New Jersey, and I'm wrestling for JCW. And I am tagging with Everett Connors, Charlie Evans, and Joey Janela.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes, it's going to be a fun time.
I know that you have also a big match against Effie as well coming up in December.
Yes, December 5th, in Jeffersonville, Indiana. I will be wrestling Effie.
How did that come about?
So I decided that I wanted to host a show, and Effie was one of the people I've been wanting to wrestle for a very, very long time. So, of course, I booked myself on my own show to wrestle somebody I really want to wrestle. So I did that, and then I'm also booking a bunch of my friends in matches I've been wanting to see. Not matches they want, matches I want.
Well, hey, isn't that one of the benefits of being the promoter?
Yes, yes.
And where can we find you on social media and your merchandise as well?
All of my social media is at Billie Starkz, Billie, then Starkz is Starkz. And then if you want to check out some of my merchandise, you can go check it out at bigstarksbrand.com, or you can check it out in my Twitter bio.
And you don't even have to look for those. All of the links will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. Now, can you tell us about your recent match against Jordan Grace? When did you find out? What was the experience like, and what was the big takeaway from it?
So I didn't know when I was going to be wrestling her until the day of the show, because it was all kind of a mystery to us, because there's no flyer posted, because the show got sold out so quickly. It was her first Wrestling Palooza, and it was crazy. It was a really crazy night. Um, but this was my second time wrestling Jordan. I wrestled her like the first year of my wrestling career, and it was great to have another experience with her. It was a really, really fun match, and I enjoyed the crowd we got to wrestle in front of.
How would you compare the first match to this match that you just had with her?
So much better, because I've gotten a lot better since our first one. I remember our first one, I like slipped on a up and over, and it was like, oh my god, I am such an idiot. And I feel like I have also evolved a lot more as a wrestler, like my character, my move set. So I'm not using like the same basic things when I first did. When I started off wrestling, I've been able to grow more.
And you had butterfly face paint for this match. Was there any significance to that?
I just wanted to have some fun uh, with my makeup that day, and it was a bigger show. And the butterflies goes with my gear, which is Juice World inspired. So I wanted to just do a little add on to that.
Um, Now another big thing that happened this this month was you were ranked 441st on PWI's top 100 wrestlers list and 104 on the top 150 women. Can you tell us what that means to you to be on both lists?
It was a very like joyful moment when I did find out that I was being part of those lists and then seeing my rank. And it just shows how much I've improved the last couple of years. And it's crazy to be out of like all the wrestlers I'm around right now to be part of this list and be featured in PWI.
And I believe we talked about this last time. You were on PWI's Rising Star list, and now you're on the physical list now, both on the men and the women. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it sees that I'm improving. I'm moving up the ranks.
Um, you also had a match recently against Jessica Havoc and Charlie what, oh my god, I'm blanking on the name now.
Charlie Evans.
Charlie Evans, thank you. And Charlie Evans. Big two relatively big names in wrestling right now. So how did that match come about and what was the experience like?
So that match came about. Revolver was always one of my goals, which is where the match took place. And the promoter of that is Sammy Callahan. And for the longest time, he said he wouldn't book me until I was 18. And it came about because during the quarantine, I was one of the few wrestlers that was still wrestling and making a name for myself. And I was getting a lot of attention this year. So Sammy was like, "You made me crumble, kid. I'm going to give you opportunity." And originally, it was just me and Jessica until Charlie came over to the stage, which was a big surprise because she's from Australia.
Yeah.
And she's a phenomenal wrestler. I was so glad she was added to our match. And I got to wrestle her in a singles match at Freelance Underground. I believe it was the week before. And then it was also fun to have a first time in ring experience with Jessica Havoc.
That was the first time you wrestled Jessica.
Yes.
Interesting. No,
Hopefully it's not the last.
I highly doubt it. Now, can you tell us about the Big Starkz brand tournament? How did that come about, and why was Brandon Lee the right guy to win it?
So the Big Starkz brand tournament came about because me and Mouse, who's my stepfather, who also is part creator of the Big Starkz brand, he wanted to do something that featured BSB talent and just the family of wrestlers that we've created. And so me and him put a show together. The tournament, we wanted to show off like the great talent, and one of those talents was Braden Lee, who is from Indianapolis, and he's a phenomenal wrestler. And we believe that he was the right one to win it because of his amazing talent, and he truly needs more attention on him because he is one of those people, once people get their eyes on them, he'll be shot up to the moon.
All right. Is there maybe a Big Starkz brand tournament part 2 coming soon?
Oh, most definitely. It's been in talks, but we haven't set anything set in stone yet. We are like don't want to overwhelm our schedules because my schedule's insane with school and wrestling, and still having to run your own show is like the most crazy thing. We just did Fright Night 3, which was the show Mouse was running. I helped out a little bit. And then I have my show coming up, which is going to be fun.
And Big Stark's brand is growing as well. I just saw recently Anthony Green joined Big Stark's brand. No?
Yes, he did. He joined at Wrestling Revolver. We traded T-shirts, and he took the Big Starkz brand T-shirt and said, "Oh, I'm gonna post a photo in this and say I'm signed to the brand." And I was like, "Welcome to the brand."
Well, that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. It still shocks me how many people like want to be part of it. Because we have people who are part of MLW, AEW, and people in ROH, and it's crazy to see like this thing that was just a joke with me and my family during the quarantine to just make me smile, grow into something so much more, and it's crazy to see it everywhere.
That was actually one of my questions because it is represented on NXT, AEW, Ring of Honor when that was still a thing, MLW. Oh, so it's pretty. The Big Stark's brand's kind of taking on a life of its own now. It's kind of in that Bullet Club, early days of Bullet Club territory. Do you feel that way?
I definitely agree, but I feel like we haven't hit the level of Bullet Brand yet. But I feel like if we continue at the rate we're going, we're gonna get to that point. We're gonna have to start kicking people out.
Well, if Jeff Jarrett wants to join, no. Just say no. Was a Bullet Club design sort of discussed? Big Stark's brand Bullet Club kind of design?
Oh, that the idea hasn't popped in the head, but since you said it, it might be a thing in the near future.
Maybe I can even help with that. I know people. um, can you tell us about Marcus Matters and some of the advantages and disadvantages of wrestling a loved one?
Um, so I actually really, really enjoyed it because I feel like we both have such a passion for wrestling. He is my boyfriend. If no, some people don't know. Um, but I feel like one of the disadvantages is like we both know each other so well, that it almost like hurts us because we're trying to like do stuff for the other person when they can do it themselves.
Oh, I see. All right. One thing that we talked about last time, Kaliko had talked about it, was going to prom. You were very against when you came on the show last time, but you actually did go to prom. Hindsight being 2020, right move, wrong move. What was your thoughts on that?
Oh, it was a really fun time. I cannot lie. I don't go to any of like my school events. I haven't gone to a homecoming. I haven't gone to any of my proms. Because I'm supposed to have one this year as long as COVID doesn't mess it up. But I think we're getting in the good space right now. um, but it was a really fun time. I really enjoyed my experience with it. So I would say if you get the opportunity, do it.
What was the deciding factor in actually going?
Um, honestly, just I kind of just made up in my mind that I was gonna have a fun time no matter what. And my parents were also like, "Yeah, do it. You never go to do this stuff, and it seems like you actually like this guy, so try to have a fun time."
Um, Now, going on to a guy you might not like too much, you posted on Twitter that you wanted everybody to have a good day except for Griffin McCoy.
Screw that man.
Where is the heat with Griffin McCoy? And we've had a conversation with Griffin. He says you're mad that he beat you.
No, he's a cheater and he beat the crap out of me for no reason. His boys know it too.
So, is this like a main rivalry for you now with Griffin McCoy?
Yeah, I need the singles match so I can get him back.
Well, he said that he was willing to do a singles match. He wanted a singles match with you.
Tell him I'm gonna cut up his sticker kick pads.
Ooh. Do you think Griffin will ever get in the good graces of Billie Starkz?
When he learns not to be a cheater.
Ah. Well, if it's just a no disqualification match.
Oh, no rules? Say less. I'm here for that.
All right. Well, we'll walk shopping here. Now, I believe it's time for that segment once again. Kaliko's colossal question, not with Kaliko, not featuring Kaliko. You're already the young legend, and it's time to make a movie about Billie Starkz. They casted Jennifer Lawrence to play you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on the Billie Starkz wrestling career soundtrack?
Definitely Link 182 Aliens Exist. Like that's a no-brainer. And then he signed Middle Finger by the Front Bottoms. And Big Time Rush, I Want to Be Your Boyfriend. Because those songs all have like some significance in my life.
That's a pretty solid 3 picks.
I feel like they're also all over the place.
Well, hey, it's your it's your taste in music. So
Yes.
it doesn't need to be it could be eclectic. Now you have your 3 songs. Do you lock it in?
One more time, I'm sorry.
Those are your 3 songs. Are you locking it in?
Yes, I'm locking them in.
All right, it's locked in. Now, can you tell us why Mouse takes pictures of you when you're sleeping?
Because he makes fun of me and I also just look a hot mess every time I sleep. But I've recently started getting them back because whenever he goes to sleep, I take pictures because his mouth's always wide open. And I swear this man dies in his sleep. Like, all you hear is I think this man is dying, like, slowly every time I hear him go to bed.
Well, he's your stepfather, correct?
Yes.
And your Space Jesus, correct?
Yes.
Does that make him Space Joseph?
Nah, we can't give him that title. That makes him too cool.
He's just
He's
keep
just
him on
Mouse.
just Mouse. We're just adding just at the beginning, just Mouse. Alright. Can you tell us what your spirit Pokemon is?
Ooh. A Lapras?
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Lapras.
Alright. Weirdest question you ever be asked on a wrestling podcast. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual rock?
Yeah, I can do that.
Huh, no,
I've seen scrambles where we've wrestled brooms, and there's a volleyball at Mouse's show, aka Wilson. I think I can wrestle a rock.
well, just for context, there's this guy named Psycho Mike that wrestled an actual rock for over 15 minutes in what was dubbed a Tungsten Man match, an Iron Man match that lasted for approximately 2 weeks.
That's fire. I don't know if I could do that long, but
He actually had other matches inside the match with The Rock. It was so long. And we love Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Doug?
I don't remember it.
Do you want to? It's
Yes.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail because a Doug can't spell.
Yes. I've heard him say it so many times, and I'm like, wait, one of the letters isn't right.
It's the point, Billy. It's the point. You knew Tracy Smothers.
Yes.
Got any good Tracy Smothers stories?
Oh, I do. So I did a Tracy Smothers seminar. So I went to the seminar, and Tracy's just sitting at the table. I'm hanging out with him, and we're just talking. And somehow we got on the conversation of like pooping, peeing, all the bodily functions. And he
Okay.
goes, when you get my age, you kind of pee a little bit on yourself. That's why you gotta wear a diaper when you wrestle. And I was like, huh? Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what did this man just say? And then he goes, yeah, speaking of that, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. So he goes and uses the restroom, comes back. He goes, yeah, every time I take a bump, you pee a little bit, you keep on wrestling, and after the match, you go to the restroom, cleaning yourself up a little bit. I was like, I don't know if I can wrestle at the point where I'm pooping and peeing on myself.
Yes, when stuff like that kind of happens, maybe it's time to question if you should continue.
I think it's time to hang up the boots. We're going home.
Yeah, it's time to finish it up. Huh. That was a great story. Thank you, Billy.
No problem.
Now it is once again time for that segment, Billie Starkz Bizarre Adventure. You're a wrestler that goes up and down the road, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Ooh. So this story happened very recently. My mom was driving. We were driving back home from St. Louis Anarchy. Um, and it was me, my mother, Jeffrey John, and Kenji. I feel like that's everybody. I don't want to miss anybody. But we're driving back from St. Louis Anarchy. My mom starts driving, and we're in a Jeep. We get to about like 50 miles until E, and we're like, oh, we'll just pull off this interstate. And we looked it up on the GPS, and it was like, oh, there's a gas station right off this exit. We get to the gas station's closed. And we're like, oh no. So we're on like the dry part where it's like, there's another 20 miles until a gas station. So we get on that, we go to that gas station, it's closed.
Ooh.
We're barely making it now. We get off the next exit, and we pass 3 gas stations, all closed, and they're like, oh, The next one says it's 24 hours. So we go to the next exit, and gas station's also closed. And we passed 3 gas stations, all closed. So we're on like 5 miles until E. And we look it up. There's a 24-hour gas station. We're like, this one better not be closed. We finally get there, and we're on zero miles. Like, we could have just... We would probably... My mom the entire time is like, we're going to have to call roadside assistance. We're going to be stuck on this interstate. We got to get home. It was a rough time, I'm not going to lie. And it was like a Friday, and I'm exhausted because I woke up at like 6 a.m. to go to school, left school early, went to Anarchy, wrestled, packed all my crap up, and we were driving to New Jersey the next day. So we had to get home by a certain time, like try to get a little bit of sleep before we made the 12-hour drive to New Jersey. So we were like, please don't make us call roadside assistance because we ran out of gas. But we finally pulled up to the gas pump, and we got gas and we made it home. But it was one of those times where we're like, why does everything have to be closed? And on Google Maps it would say it was open, but due to COVID it was like, oh, temporary hours, we're not open.
Oh, yeah. I hate it when that
It
happens.
was rough. It was one of those scary moments where everybody in the car was automatically awake, and we're like, please.
All right. What's your goal for this upcoming year?
I think my goal is just to have fun with wrestling and then keep up with school. I'm not gonna lie, my school work this year has been a lot, but I'm currently keeping up with all of it, and wrestling, so I hope to keep up my schedule with wrestling and school.
Is it just everything around you that's making it a little bit harder, or did they add the numbers, the letters to math?
I've been having the letters to math. I'm taking physics this year, and I take AP physics. I suck at it, but I'm really trying. I don't understand how you need trigonometry to find, like, the weight of something. My brain is just
Yeah.
like, why do we need to do this?
I mean,
And then I also take a IB literature class, which is like a college level English class that I should not be taking. But this man assigns like 4 projects, and I have to read like a book every semester. We've already read 3 books, and we're just finishing the second 6 weeks. And my brain is just like, I can't read like this. Give me the audiobook.
get it? The Cliff Notes wasn't. Yeah. The algebra, fiction, all that good stuff. Yeah. As if you're not going to be a rocket scientist, then I highly doubt that you need all of that information. But
Yes.
but at least with the English, you're reading books. I mean, that's something. Has there been a
It's just like, I feel like there's a certain point where like you read so much that like everything just becomes mushed together. Like, it's not that the books are bad that we're reading, it just seems like everything's so repetitive where it's like, I don't want to read this anymore. I get the point.
I get that. Was there any book out of those books that was like actually interest you? And
So we did a collection of short stories. It was titled "The Thing Around Your Neck" by Chimamanda Adichie. And I just love that it was a bunch of different stories that were in a collection, so it didn't seem as repetitive as like the other things we were reading. We also read Frankenstein. Frankenstein was cool, but I felt like in the middle it became very repetitive by like repeating like the same ideas and themes, which I get the point of the book, but it was still like, Okay, can we get it moving? Where's the end? Where are we going?
Alright. How have you ever seen Young Frankenstein?
I have not.
Oh man. The classics. You gotta watch the classics.
I feel like there's so many movies I need to watch because like someone will mention it to me and I'll be like, yeah, I've never seen it. Uh, I don't remember who I was talking to the other day, and they're like, you haven't watched The Godfather yet? And I was like, yeah, I've never seen The Godfather. And Mouse was like, I feel like this is a movie I should have made you watch. I'm disappointed as a parent.
Bad parenting. Bad parenting. Oh, I mean, you can get through The Godfather Part 1, but Godfather 2 is kind of where it's at. I mean, you kind of have to watch the first one to get to the second one, because the second one is the better of the two. And I don't think we
See, I
talked
hear
about
so many
Godfather
debates
3.
about this.
Have you at least watched
I've
Star
heard
Wars?
mixed ideas about all of them.
Tell me if you at least seen Star Wars.
Yes, I've seen Star Wars. I think I've watched every Star Wars movie. I need to watch through The Mandalorian. Like I watched like 2 episodes and then never got through the rest of it, and I know it's really good. I just haven't had the time yet.
It is really good. It's my favorite thing from the Disney version of Star Wars that they've produced so far. It's legitimately Lucas-esque storytelling, which is fantastic. And
Yeah.
they have
No, go ahead.
and they have the Book of Boba Fett coming up as well. So
Yeah, I saw that. It looks like it's going to be really, really good. Hopefully, it doesn't disappoint.
I hope not either. I think they got some good writers on there and storytellers that will not make it disappointing. All right. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom. With 30% more doom. This is our bonus round, our speed round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you really ready, Billy?
Yes.
Excluding your own greatest match of all time.
Finn Balor versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, alright. Worst match of all time.
Oh, am I allowed to say this?
You're allowed to say whatever you want.
I don't want to get in trouble. I watched a really bad backyard match the other day, so I'm gonna put it on that instead. But the match, literally, I don't even remember like these guys' names. But like they didn't even touch each other, but they were like losing their minds.
So basically a Young Bucks match.
Oh,
Now you got me in trouble. But when we're all out, I want to know what that match is. You're captain of a Survivor Series team. Which 4 wrestlers do you pick to be your teammates?
ooh. Me, Calvin Tankman, Braden Lee, Marcus Mathers, and Trey Lamar.
Alright.
The BSB gang.
I was going to say, it has to be the Big Starkz brand team.
Yes.
You're on an 8-hour car ride. You can only listen to one wrestling theme song. Which do you choose?
Jeff Hardy theme song, easy.
Which one? Because there's a couple.
The ones like bum. Like, I don't know which one it is. I just know it's the Jeff Hardy theme.
Well, there's the one with actual lyrics and normal awards, and then there's just the original Hardy Boys theme.
Oh, the original. That's what we need.
All right. Is Chris Jericho a Canadian from Canada or an American from Canada?
What? Wait a minute.
Is Chris Jericho a Canadian from Canada or an American from Canada?
A Canadian from Canada?
All right. You seem unsure.
I was like, I don't know how to think about this.
Well, technically he was born in America, but he'll tell you that he's Canadian, even though he still resides in America to this day.
I don't know. I feel like it's also like based on like how you grew up.
Very true. Connecticut is the nutmeg state. WWE headquarters is located in Stanford. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
I don't know. This sounds like physics again.
Just take a guess.
9.8 meters per second.
And that is the correct answer.
You're lying.
Well, it's my show, so I could say whatever I want. I technically don't know the answer myself. I just came up with the question. Finish the sentence. People are fake. Wrestling is...
Real.
Yeah, it is. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Since the last time that we spoke, have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
I have not still. I don't go to the supermarket enough. Like, my mom picks up the group.
And that is the correct answer. Thank you so much, Billy, for coming on and doing this with me. Oh, absolutely. It's always a pleasure to talk to the young legend. Can you tell us once again where we can find you on social media, your merchandise?
All my social media is at Billie Starkz, and if you want to check out some merchandise, it's at bigstarksbrand.com, and it's in my Twitter bio.
And of course, you can find all those links in the description of the video, both below on YouTube and Castbox. You've been listening to her for 40 minutes. By a damn short. Of course, if you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. Join us next week as we interview Logan Black. And join us for the rest of this Survivor Series weekend with Joel Bateman, Conrad Kussman, and a lot of more fun and interesting things. Of course, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Follow Wrestling with Entertainment on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestling with E. You can follow me as well at JamesJ993. Follow Kaliko at I am Kaliko and Scooter Dust at Scooter Dust. Billy, when I say wrestling with, you say entertainment, okay?
Okay.
For our very special guest, Billie Starkz, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey guys, this is Brutal Bob Evans from Hangs with Bob Seminars and TheWrestleLife.com, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.